JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 8 Jojolion is a reimagining of Diamond is Unbreakable, and with that, it carries over some of the flaws of that part. One of these flaws being the introduction of so many new characters only to have them effectively disappear after their arc ends. Kyo Nijimura is sadly one of these characters. And I'll be straight with you, Kyo is one of my favorite characters in Jojolion, and it's a fucking crime that she is shown no love by Araki, or hell, YouTube in general. I can only hope that since Araki allowed her to drop one of the heaviest plot bombs on our protagonist, that means that she'll be returning in one of the future arcs. Hopefully.
Get on to rock, get up to burn, stand with the pride and burn for your desire.
Kyo Nijimura is the secret identity taken on by Kyo Kira, assuming that her first name is actually Kyo. She is also the secret daughter of Holly Joestar Kira, and the sister to Yoshikage Kira. Her overall design is that of a simple maid of the Higashikata household. While working in the household, she keeps her hair up in a bun or in a ponytail, but outside of the residence, she lets her hair down. We also see a heavy influence of Jotaro's multiple designs in her, as we see her black color palette comes from the outfit Jotaro wears in Part 3, her pins and medals are in reference to Part 4's design, and her star pattern leggings are in reference to his Part 6 design. This is because Kyo and Yoshikage are both the children of Holly Joestar, and therefore both inherit Jotaro's traits, his natures. Yoshikage Kira got his personality, where Kyo got his design. Though I did mention those pins on her outfit, they have the symbol GU on them. It also appears on her hat. This could be in reference to the clothing manufacturer GU, but it's also possible it's Gucci. Given that it's Araki, I actually have no idea. Kyo's purpose and use in the story for Jojolion is for the sake of answering Josuke's first major question. Who is he? And the answer is, he isn't really a person. She shows the magical mixing properties of the ground around the Twin Pines, which Josuke was discovered at, and then planted the seeds of suspicion for the Higashikata family, not to mention having one of the funniest out-of-context Jojolion scenes. Now, her name seems to be a subtle callback to the Nijimura brothers in Diamond is Unbreakable, but it goes a little further beyond than just the name. Kyo's name also plays into the gimmick of the Nijimura brothers. The Oku and Okuyasu means billion, the Cho and Keicho means trillion, and the Kyo in Kyo's name means a 1 quadrillion. The namesake doesn't just stop there. Kyo is also a reimagining of Okuyasu, and if we look at some of the small details about her character, we start to notice this. Kyo is the youngest sibling of a family with the only remaining parent who is suffering from a seemingly uncurable disease. Her brother dies due to the actions of a minor villain. Keicho died to Akira, and Yoshikage Kira died to Damo. We also see that Kyo and Okuyasu are a bit strange. Kyo and Okuyasu are also the first of Josuke's real enemy-to-ally characters. They also both get tricked after the weakness of their stand is shown. It takes 3 strikes to finish them off, and they're both possessing probably one of the most powerful stands that is tragically underused. Though, speaking of Kyo's stand, let's talk about going underground. I mean, Born This Way. This stand is an automatic stand which is characterized by a leather and spike-clad biker and his bike. Its stats are C in destructive power, B in speed, A in range, A in durability, E in precision, and E in developmental potential. The main ability of the stand is its automatic tracking. Any target that Kyo has touched at some point in the past can become tagged as the main target. And from that point on, anything the target opens, something like a pen, a notepad, a door, the stand will appear out of thin air, and it will proceed to try to kill the target in any multitude of ways, either by running them down, causing environmental disasters, or freezing the area around them with its second ability. This second ability is its freezing wind. The world around it begins to freeze incredibly quickly. This is also accompanied by powerful hurricane-like winds. Through this, it can use a multitude of different options, like flash freezing leaves and then shooting them like projectiles. It also appears that this ability is directly tied to the motorcycle being activated, or at least being controlled by the rider. Because we see in this fight between the two, Josuke knocks the rider off of his motorcycle and the winds and ice stop for a moment. The durability on this stand is insane. We see it take a direct aura barrage from Soft and Wet, and Soft and Wet's arm nearly shatters. This is the same Soft and Wet that kicked in a completely fortified wall. Not to mention that after Josuke thinks he's found a weak spot in the head and strikes it directly, no damage carries over to Kyo. This stand is much like a larger, more dangerous version of Sheer Heart Attack, and the best part about this stand is how well it reflects Kyo as a character. Kyo's character comes off as very cold personality-wise. She works as a maid for a family she actively hates, calling them the damned Higashikatas, and tries to figure out their secret. It also helps with the fact that she's their maid, since she can come in physical contact with them whenever she needs to, allowing her to basically keep tracks of anyone inside the Higashikata family. She will target anyone in the family who tries to get close to her actual family, with the intent to kill them. With this combination of her fake name and her cold personality, she ends up distancing herself from regular people, which is reflected in her stand. All of these aspects are reflected in her stand. Her coldness is the freezing ability, the separation from people is likely the reason why she takes no damage when the stand takes damage. Let's also not forget about her issues with opening up to people, and this is why that the stand punishes those who opens things. The only time that Josuke is able to get her to break down her persona and let her open up to him is when the battle truly ends, when he listens to what she has to say, allowing the maid to give the orders. She's one of the most open for development characters introduced in JoJolion so far, up there with Jashu, Jobin, Kato. Like, I can honestly see her being great. I just gotta hope that Araki hasn't forgotten about her and her last scene isn't jobbing out to Demo. But hey, if you enjoyed this video and want to support the creation of these videos, I have a Patreon over at patreon.com/MetiNotTheBadGuy. And if you want more quality content, well, you can check out Shimaneta, Boring World where the concept of dirty jokes doesn't exist, over at Funimation.com/show/Shimaneta. You can also go to Amazon.com right now, you can order it, get 2-day free shipping. Just do it. Please.